Hello everyone, welcome back. Imagine waking up and discover that almost every decision you made yesterday wasn't actually yours. The coffee you chose, the people you dated, the money you spent, the opportunities you ignored, even the fears that hold you back right now. What if I told you that science suggests up to 95% of your behavior is controlled by a hidden system operating beneath your awareness? A system that has been running your life for years. And here's the disturbing part. Most people never realize it's there. Today, we're going to expose this invisible force controlling your decisions, reveal how it was programmed, and most importantly, show you how to take back control. By the end of this video, you will understand why changing your life has felt so difficult and how to finally make it easier. Right now, you probably feel conscious. You feel like you're choosing to watch this video. You feel like you're making decisions. But according to psychologists and neuroscientists, that's only part of the story. Think of your mind like an iceberg. Above the water is your conscious mind. This is the part that thinks, analyzes, plans, and reasons. It's the voice inside your head, the part you are aware of. But beneath the surface lies something much larger. Your subconscious mind, a vast hidden operating system that stores experiences, beliefs, emotions, habits, fears, and automatic behaviors. And while your conscious mind influences roughly 5% of your life, your subconscious controls the other 95%. Let that sink in. For every decision you think you are making consciously, there may already be a hidden program influencing the outcome. And the evidence gets even stranger. Imagine someone asks you a simple question. Press the button whenever you decide to. Easy, right? You decide. Then you press. At least that's what it feels like. But researchers studying brain activity discovered something shocking. The brain appears to make decisions before people become consciously aware of making them. In some experiments, scientists could predict a person's choice several seconds before the individual reported consciously deciding. Think about that. Your brain may already be moving toward a decision before the you that feels in control even notices. It is almost as if consciousness is arriving late to the meeting, like a spokesperson explaining decisions that have already been made behind closed doors. If this is true, where did these hidden decision-making patterns come from? The answer begins in childhood, and it changes everything. Picture a newborn baby. No beliefs, no opinions, no fears of failure, no fear of rejection, no fear of being judged, just potential. Now imagine this child's mind as a recording device. Every word, every emotional experience, every repeated message gets stored, especially during the first 7 years of life. During this period, the subconscious mind is highly impressionable. Children absorb information without questioning whether it's true. If a child repeatedly hears, "Money is hard to get. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy," those ideas can become subconscious programs. Not facts. Programs. If they hear, "You are shy. You are not athletic. You are not smart enough," the subconscious doesn't argue. It just records them all. And years later, those recordings can still influence the child's behavior. Many adults spend decades living out scripts they never consciously wrote, which raises an uncomfortable question. How many of your beliefs are actually yours? And how many were installed by someone else? But the subconscious doesn't just control beliefs. It controls your body too. Right now, your heart is beating. Your lungs are breathing. Your cells are repairing themselves. Your body temperature is being regulated. Thousands of biological processes are happening simultaneously, and you're not consciously managing any of them. Thankfully, Because if you had to manually remember every heartbeat, you wouldn't last very long. This is the incredible power of the subconscious mind. It is constantly working behind the scenes, monitoring, adjusting, protecting, maintaining the balance. In many ways, it functions like the most advanced automated system ever created. But this same system that protects you can also trap you. And this is where most people get stuck. Have you ever promised yourself, I'm going to start exercising, I'm going to launch that business, I'm going to quit this habit, I'm finally going to change, and then somehow you end up doing exactly what you've always done? It's not because you're lazy. It's because your subconscious values familiarity over possibility. To the subconscious mind, familiar equals safe. Unknown equals danger. Even when the familiar situation is making you miserable. This is why stepping outside your comfort zone often feels uncomfortable physically. Fear, anxiety, resistance, self-doubt. These feelings aren't always signs you're doing something wrong. Sometimes they are signs that you are challenging an old program. The subconscious is trying to pull you back to what it already knows. Back to the familiar. Back to the predictable. Back to the past. And unless you understand this mechanism, you can spend your entire life fighting yourself. But there is another layer to this story. One that is happening every single day. Without you noticing, your subconscious is constantly collecting information. Facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, tiny environmental details. Many of these signals never reach conscious awareness. Yet they still influence your behavior. Researchers have shown that people can react to information presented so quickly that they don't consciously recognize it. But still, their behavior changes. Think about how often you say, I just had a feeling. I don't know why. Something felt off. Sometimes your subconscious notices patterns long before your conscious mind understands them. Which means the invisible force guiding your life is not just your past. It is also everything your brain is processing right now, without your awareness. So, how do you stop being controlled by old programs? How do you become the one writing the code? This is where things get interesting. If the subconscious learnt its patterns, it can learn new ones too. The key is understanding its language. And that language isn't logic. It's repetition, emotion, imagery, and belief. Another technique is affirmations. Not mindless repetition, but intentional statements repeated consistently until they become familiar. Because familiarity is exactly what the subconscious responds to. Some people also use a powerful practice before sleep. That moment when you are drifting between wakefulness and sleep, when the conscious mind begins to relax. Many psychologists and self-development teachers have argued that this state makes the subconscious more receptive to suggestion. And then there is gratitude. Not gratitude for what you have, but gratitude for what you are creating. Acting as if the goal is already unfolding, because the subconscious responds strongly to emotional certainty. The point is not pretending. The point is programming. Because every thought you repeatedly entertain becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. And eventually, those votes become your reality. Imagine a massive ship crossing the ocean. The captain stands on the bridge. The crew is working in the deck below. The captain gives the directions, while the crew just follows them. So here, your conscious mind is the captain. Your subconscious is the crew. But here is the problem. The crew does not judge whether the orders are good or bad. It simply obeys. If the captain repeatedly says, I am not good enough, I always fail, I will never succeed, the crew accepts those commands and begins steering accordingly. But if the captain changes the instructions, the destination also changes. The crew follows whichever orders are repeated most often. That's why your internal dialogue matters more than most people realize. Because eventually, your subconscious starts believing everything you tell it. The biggest realization is not that your subconscious controls most of your life. The biggest realization is that it can be reprogrammed. You are not trapped by your past. You are not trapped by old beliefs. You are not trapped by the programming you received as a child. But you do have to become aware of it, because awareness is where freedom begins. Every thought you repeat, every story you tell yourself, every belief you reinforce is planting seeds in the garden of your mind. And eventually, those seeds become your reality. So tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself this one question. If my subconscious has been running my life, what exactly have I been teaching it? Because the answer to that question may explain the life you are living today. And changing that answer may completely transform the life you live tomorrow. If you found this video valuable, subscribe for more psychology, neuroscience, and self-mastery content. And remember, your mind is always listening. Make sure you're giving it the right instructions.